Welcome to the Sleazy Podcast, the podcast about anything and everything, but mostly TV and movies. And now it's time to get sleazy.
Heyo, it never gets old. Chuckles laugh to kick us into the show. This is episode 146 of the world-renowned Sleazy Podcast. I'm your host, Sleazy, and tonight I am joined by Mr. PBS. He's back.
Howdy.
And then the one and only Robzilla.
What's up?
And live from the Chicagoland area, it's Hot Sauce.
I'm here.
That doesn't look like the Chicagoland area to me behind.
I know. Well,
this is all the stuff that was in the boxes. I put it on shelves.
He just got organized. You know, he got some
feedback.
Some feedback on YouTube saying he needs to organize that shit behind him.
It looks fantastic, by the way.
Hey, it looks great, dude. I really appreciate the time you put into making that look good.
Thank you. I
Did
put
you
a lot of work into
order
that.
them shelves?
Say that? What?
Did you special order them shelves, or just?
I made them.
Okay.
You have quite the gaming collection behind you too. I noticed.
Yeah, I like that.
And alphabetical order and categorized as well.
I don't know, but it looks like you got quite a system collection.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I like it.
Some Xbox, some PlayStation.
You even got showcases going on back there. Oh, looks good, dude.
Showing off to all my friends.
Yeah. Hey, when you've got big dick energy like that, you got to show it off.
I figure I don't work. I should just go ahead and do something.
Get everything out and organized. I like it though. And for those of you that are listening, you'll have to go to the YouTube station and see this afterwards because it's quite the organization. I'll have to say that.
Yeah. Quite the upgrade from all those boxes.
Yeah.
You just sit back there.
I will miss the boxes though. I felt like it added charm to Hot Sauce, you know.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm catching heat for those boxes, but it's not like it was like a dump. I mean, there's not, you know, piss jugs and shit socks and cigarette ashes everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a pile of boxes.
We've all seen what hoarders look like, and they do not organize things at all.
This
is
nice
a stack of boxes.
Yeah.
It's not like there was like a little pathway behind you and that was it.
Right.
You didn't have a baby carriage behind you for no reason.
15 years of newspapers piled up next to you.
Some plastic bags.
Have you ever watched that hoarder show?
Oh yeah, me and Tracy will watch it. That shit's
my God.
wild.
Dude, and the shit that the people have, they have no use for, and it's weird. They're just so attracted to keeping it. Like they can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's just so odd.
And what's creepy is like they found like dead animals in there.
Oh yeah, there's shit everywhere.
Opossums running around there like fucking dogs. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a mess, dude.
Yeah,
like people have to come in with hazmat suits and clean that shit up.
Yeah,
can you imagine? It's so dirty. You have to wear a hazmat suit to fucking clean.
I know one woman like it was so infested and like melted into the ground, like the foundation was crumbling from all the shit. And they couldn't go back in the house.
I said baby carriage, and it's the one episode of Hoarders that sticks out on my mind that I've watched. And it was an old man and his kids got a hold of the show and they were like, we need your help to clean this place out. And he had tons of shit and he was fighting the people over a baby carriage. It's like, you're 80 years old. You don't need that anymore. Let it go, man. Let it go.
And a lot of it's like to them, it's sentimental value, but that's just like
this dude was on the truck fighting people for it. Like, you're not fucking taking that baby carriage.
There's people, and they'll sit there and be like, not talking to nobody. Like, I'm not. Don't get rid of that.
You don't need it, dude. Let it go. Throw that shit in the dumpster and be happy.
Yeah.
They say that is the minimalist people say once you get rid of everything and you only have like so many items in your house, like your depression goes away and you're much more happier with yourself.
I've noticed that when there's more stuff than there should be, I
get anxiety.
I get anxiety. I get irritated, and like I just want to throw everything the fuck out, even if it's something I need. Like if it's just sitting there,
get the
fuck out of here.
I like my Funko Pops, but I'm running out of room for them.
But it's nicely stacked.
Yeah,
it's not on the fucking.
I decorate with
savage.
I decorate them, and I don't have pathways through the house or anything like that. So
rotting corpses of animals, and shit.
And dog shit that I never plan on picking up.
Yeah, that's green now.
I've seen where they open rooms and it's just animal feces all over the place. Like that's where the animal goes to shit and they just were like, no, I'm not cleaning that up. But hot sauce definitely doesn't have that problem. Look how clean that shit looks. Shining, the paint is so smooth, like it's just the light is shining off the wall.
It's sparkling.
Right back on.
I added some accent lights in there and stuff too. It kind of helps bring it.
Is that Bear paint? Did you go with Bear paint or what's the other?
No, Sherwin-Williams. This was Sherwin-Williams.
Sherwin-Williams. Okay,
that's good quality.
I like it. That's a good. How many coats did you have to put on the wall?
Well, the primer was Valspar from Lowe's, but then the paint was Sherwin-Williams paint, so it was actually didn't really need the primer. So I only got one coat.
Oh, just one coat, huh?
I put a primer under it though, but I didn't really need to. Chuckles was going to help me, but he fell asleep, and I just ended up doing it. I let the poor guy sleep. He looked tired.
He probably needed it.
Oh, buddy, you done already?
You done, buddy?
He messaged me earlier. He's like, "So you going to that Galaxy Con this weekend?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going. I'm going Saturday and Sunday. I got Saturday, Sunday tickets." Oh, okay.
I'll buy him a ticket just to see him walk around with some people around there.
He would have so much fun there.
He would.
And I was like, well, Saturday is all about Kevin Smith for me. I've got an autograph ticket and a photo op ticket. Like I'm meeting him before anything can happen.
He died next
Hopefully, right? We need to just stop because we're cursing people left and right. But yeah, I'm going for and then Sunday. Hopefully, it'll just be a chill day where I can go and look around and hang out. And there's a couple of booths I want to stop by and say hey to the people that are running them. But yeah, he was like, "You going Saturday?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about buying a pass to see one of these people." I'm like, "Well, do it, man. It'd be cool." You know?
Did he say he wants to see?
No, he didn't tell me that. He didn't. He said he's on the fence. I mean, it is expensive to go. It's like $50 for a Saturday ticket.
Yeah,
and then most photo ops are 50 and up. So I think my Kevin Smith one was 85.
It's not bad for him.
No, it's really. I thought it would be 100. And the autographs was 75. So
there's a couple people that have good deals, like a selfie and like a autograph, like 60, like Jason Mewes. And
I do want to. I'm on the fence about Jason Mewes. I know he's going to be cool to meet, but I'd rather meet the girl that played Chasing Amy. Or
she's there Sunday too, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I like to keep the guys from Clerks too, just because I think they'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think I'm looking at the guests, and I didn't know Vincent D'Onofrio was going to be there.
Yeah.
I think I would pay money for Jason to meet Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah. That's who I want to see too. I want to get an autograph.
What makes you say that?
You know, he'd say something about like Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Or he'd quote that or something.
He would. He's like, "That's my favorite movie, buddy."
Hey, I'll tell you this: Chuckles can make a friend anywhere. He's never met somebody that he couldn't make a friend out of. And he's the nicest dude ever.
I mean, we've been with him where we go to dinner. He's like, "Hey, buddy, how have you been?"
Oh, yeah. He just starts talking to motherfuckers, and you're like, "Do you know that person?" "Oh, no, I don't know."
The past ones that we did see that he did know, he worked with, whatever. It scared the shit out of the dude. He's like, "Oh, hey, Jason."
Yeah, he was relieved once he saw it was Jason.
Richard Dreyfuss is supposed to be
Dreyfuss.
I could see him doing some stuff like that.
No, I think I'd pay money to see Jason meet Vincent D'Onofrio. Wasn't happening, but I think that'd be
Christmas is coming up. Maybe you should treat him to a Vincent D'Onofrio meet and greet.
He'd be like, you have to stream that live when you meet him.
Oh yeah, that'd be one we'd have to record and put up.
It's like
Jason would go up there and private pile him and get fucking thrown out by security.
So Jason starts headbutting everybody like a fucking ape, man.
You'd hear this as they're carrying him away.
He'd have some jokes too. I bet you would.
Oh, you know he would. That's no doubt about that.
Photo ops 80 and autographs 70.
Yeah, that'd be a cool photo op to see. I can see Jason getting a picture with him.
Yeah, I like to get a Funko Pop and have him sign like Wilson Fisk.
Yeah, there you go.
Kingpin.
For the show, I watched the new Caylee Anthony documentary.
I have to watch. That's why I say it as well.
In the first episode, I'm like, man, this dumb bitch really thinks we're gonna buy this shit. And then I get through it. I get into the second and third episode. I'm like, well, I guess somebody else could have killed this kid, and she just could have blatantly been hanging out for 30 days without knowing where the daughter was and not caring and partying it up and getting tattoos. She could be innocent here.
Just a piece of shit mom, but not a killer.
She's just a bad parent. Not a killer, though. But they bring up this narrative. Well, I don't know if you want to say narrative or conspiracy that the father is the one that actually killed it. She reveals that she's had all kinds of trauma as a kid and sexual abuse from her dad and her brother, and eventually it all comes down like her dad's a pathological liar, and she learned how to lie from him. And I'm like, yeah, I could see you picking up on that behavior, but I don't know if that is the okay for you to like kill your kid, or even if your kid is, your dad killed your kid on accident to go out and party for 30 days and have no care in the world about it.
Yeah.
I don't understand how she got not guilty out of that. I really don't.
Because they couldn't prove she did it.
I mean, yeah, I know. I mean, I know what it's like.
That's all it is. They couldn't prove she did it. That's it.
I know what it's like to be on a jury, and there's certain parameters that you have to judge the case by. You can't judge it by what you're hearing on the news, only what's presented in the court. So, I mean, I don't know how you couldn't prove it. I mean, they convict all these other people off of testimony alone, off of rape and stuff like that. I mean, they have proof that a dead body was in her trunk. They know that for sure. There was a dead body in her trunk. And I mean, they know that the hair follicle matched the DNA of the mom and her. So you take it how you want to, I guess, or judge it however you please. But I think that bitch still did it. And even if she didn't do it, I think she knew something happened. They say that it was an accident or whatever.
Well, even she should even be charged for
she has it to where this dad is a mastermind telling her what to do and lie to the police and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, well, even if he did, you're still attached to this crime. What do they call that when you're
accessory? Whatever you want to call it, accessory.
Yeah, you're still a part of this crime. And even if it was an accident, why didn't you guys just call the cops? I mean, nobody's going to go to jail if she accidentally drowns in the pool. But that just proves to you she didn't. Somebody fucking waxed that kid, and it's sad. But what's even worse is that she should have done some jail time for some neglect of something that led to the child's death.
Neglect.
They probably should have went after another charge instead of whatchamacallit, manslaughter, some neglect of murder or something that the jurors would have believed more in. But
yeah, I think that could have been.
It's an interesting documentary because the first episode, you're like, wow, I can't believe this bitch is saying this shit.
Yeah.
And then
if I did it.
Yeah. And you have to kind of get through that first episode because you're gonna be like, I don't want to hear anything this bitch has to say.
Right.
But then you really get into it in the second and third. But they really do kind of try to make you sympathize for her. But I even with the abuse and all that, there's still no reason why that kid should have been dead, or you shouldn't have reported it. So she went out and fucking partied her ass off after that.
She had that PTSD and had to party away the pain.
And the whole line of the cops thing was super weird. You remember that shit, Hot Sauce?
We watched the first episode, just the shit that she did, like they asked her, like, where do you work? So she takes him to fucking Universal Studios and is walking through the building, and they're like,
she's waving at people like she works there and shit, and they're like, hi.
Who's this?
And then just goes down a dead end hallway. It's like, LOL, I don't really work here.
Normally, the cops have very good intuition when their bullshit meter goes off. These detectives, anyways, that do these murders exclusively and all that. And
that's what they do.
The cops are like, I don't, even if there was some abuse, something fucking happened. There should be some jail time here. But it was crazy, dude. I remembered a lot of that watching it on the news, because every night I would come home from work and my stepmom would have that. What's the one Southern lady that has a show on in the evenings?
Nancy Grace or whatever.
Yeah. She's like, hell is waiting for you. Hell is waiting for you, Caylee Anthony.
Okay.
But yeah, I remember seeing that like every night when this shit was going on, because it was big. It was like our generation's OJ murder case or whatever you want to call it.
Or even John Bonet, basically, as well.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the brother killed John Bonet.
That's a lot of people think it was their brother that did that.
Remember, what they have that? Was that a documentary on Netflix or some shit a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you could have one case solved, which would it be? John Bonet Ramsey or Caylee Anthony?
Oh man. Well, I think we can chalk it up that somebody in the family of Caylee Anthony definitely killed that girl.
That's fair.
Whether it's her or the dad's, one of those two fucking did it.
Yeah.
I want to know who killed John Bonet.
Yeah, that's been years.
That still shows up on like the tabloids like once a year.
Oh yeah.
We know who it is now.
Yeah. DNA evidence is going to prove this and whatever.
Yeah, I'd like to know that one. How about you?
Probably the Caylee Anthony one.
Yeah.
Just because,
So
why?
Go ahead.
Why did you lie? Like, why did you fucking lie? Like that's probably why I would want to know why would happen there.
Well, you'll get to that in that documentary of why she lies, because she was conditioned to lie.
Okay.
All of her life.
I know in that first episode she talks about being, the sexually, abused and all that other shit.
Mm-hmm.
How she's fucked up, and
she says it goes a little bit deeper than that, and it was with her dad always lied and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's just something that bred from the abuse. But yeah, I don't know, man. That John Bonet Ramsey one, it's just so strange because they couldn't really pin it on the parents. So who fucking did it? And there was if I'm remembering correctly, there was no evidence of entry or exit.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, that's what it was. It's like no struggle.
And they found her down in some fucking cellar room.
Yeah.
So it had to have been somebody in that fucking house. Yeah. Somebody. But I don't know. Moving on. Okay, so
get on that, Rob.
Yeah. Go out to Colorado and solve that fucking crime.
Okay. Should I call a dog as well?
Yeah, and then go down to Florida and solve the Caylee Anthony.
Okay. Let me call a dog.
Take Chuckles with you.
Yeah, beat the shit out of the dad.
That motherfucker is like a mastermind PI.
Wouldn't it be some shit he just stumbled into like figuring out some 20 or 30-year-old crime?
Well, I think I found who did it, but
if Chuckles randomly went to some bar and sat down and next to him was Caylee Anthony's dad. Hey buddy, how you doing today?
Not doing good.
He's got to have the joke. Chuckles always has like a one-liner or something. He mentions some obscure movie that you should know, and he makes a joke out of it. And then when you tell him you don't know what the fuck he's talking about, he's like, "What the fuck? What's wrong with you? You should know that."
Or he sings to you in some way.
Then he has a couple brews with Caylee Anthony's dad, and then all of a sudden he's like,
Dad just opens up.
I fucking did it. I don't know why I can't talk to anybody but you about this.
What'd you do, buddy?
Well, shit happens, buddy.
I know what happens. Yeah. You want another beer?
So moving along, we're going to open the actual show up. Now we're past our bullshit. So we got the unfortunate news that Jason David Frank passed away.
Goddamn Grim Reaper spinning that wheel.
I know, man. This one just hurt. This one hurt. This is like one of our childhood heroes, except for Hot Sauce. He doesn't give a fuck about him.
I ain't a Power Ranger guy.
You were too old for it when it came out. So Sunday, there's certain tweets popping up. What was it? 27th?
Yeah.
Was it the day after the Michigan game?
Yeah.
Or was it the Sunday before that?
I think it was Sunday before.
Sunday before that, whatever date that was. So there was tweets coming out about Jason David Frank has committed suicide. And we're like, is this a fucking hoax? We're all like scrambling between
everybody.
The few of us that like Jason David Frank. And eventually, find another tweet saying, "Hey, I've just spoken with Jason's manager, and this is not fake. This is true. Jason has passed away." Then it builds up all day, and then somewhere around the 7:00 area into the late evening, I think it was TMZ finally.
Let's say, TMZ is like the big final.
TMZ is like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Once you hear from them, it's
real.
been checked and it's done. But I guess they got a hold of the police department somewhere down in Texas, wherever he was, and they confirmed that he died by suicide. And it just seems so weird. that a positive person like that could have their own. I mean, we all have our own demons, I guess, but it's very odd and just very weird that a person that is that positive and knows they have that many people looking up to them and has literally lifted people out of the shadows and helped change people's lives for the better, that they go out like that.
Yeah.
I just find it so weird.
And it's like you said, it's weird because even like when they start doing on TikTok, a lot of his like inspirational videos, and you're
Right.
this guy killed himself.
I'm not 100% sure, but I guess there was one he did I don't know if it was presented like it was his it was obviously his last cameo he did.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, I mean, he just seemed real positive and was talking about doing all these upcoming GameStop stores and getting back on the convention tour, and which he was slated to be in Columbus today.
Yep.
For GalaxyCon. Yeah, the whole weekend. But it just seemed he just seemed like he had really bright plans, and he has a movie coming out this was it next year?
Yeah, like Legend
of the White Dragon, right? So it just seems very odd that he would kill himself. I mean, we know he had marital problems.
Yeah,
obviously there was an affair, and
he was getting a divorce.
They filed for divorce, and supposedly they were working it out. But I guess the police report said that they had checked into the hotel in separate rooms. Then the hotel staff had to be called to his wife's room because they were getting into an argument. And I guess he was really out of place and yelling and whatnot. So the police show up. They finally get him separated. He goes to his room. She calls the police at 5 a.m. and is worried that he's done something to himself, and they get the police involved. The police can't get him to answer the door. So they get the hotel staff to open the door, and then they find him in the bathroom. He hung himself, supposedly.
I was wondering, did they say how or?
And I guess that an autopsy has been done. I'd be like, and I know his mom had just passed away too. So
that can be your heart too.
That can really.
That can push you too.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it's like.
That can push you.
Yeah.
hard.
So, and I guess his mom was a big part of his life too. So, I mean, you just never know. I mean, but man, if the Green Ranger can't handle it, is there any hope for the rest of us?
No hope for humanity at this point.
I mean, fuck.
We ain't got no fucking morphers, for God's sakes.
Right. This dude was a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you've ever been to a convention, he's the king of cons.
He's at all of them too. It's not like people go because they're not going to see him again. He'll be somewhere else next weekend and will draw the same crowd, if not more.
Yeah,
every fucking weekend.
The same people go back and meet him again and again and again and again. Yep. I was fortunate. I got to meet him probably about 10 or 11 years ago when he first started getting into the conventions. And I think they capped his line, and the person from Wizard World walked away that was in charge of making sure nobody else got in the line. And I walked by, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to walk right up. And his manager.
You're the reason Wizard World went under then. It's your fault. It's your fault Wizard World went under.
They were very successful for many years after this event. But I walked right up, and she was like, $40. I think it was 40 at the time, which I think he was 80 or 100 recently. So that goes to show you the popularity he had. And I picked a photo out, and she was like, you want it personalized? I was like, fuck it, it's JDF. Yeah. So she was like, what do you want the name to be? I was like, to Sleazy. And so she slides it over to him. He's done taking pictures. He took pictures with everybody at that convention.
Right.
So I don't know how many people, but he was really cool. He saw my name. He was like, Sleazy, what's up, man? I was like, nothing, dude. I just glad to get your autograph, you know? And he was like, okay, cool. Yeah. We got to hurry though, because I got to do this Q&A. You should come to it, by the way. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll think about it if I got time. And he was like, so you meeting any sleazy girls here? And I'm just like, no, dude, it's Comic-Con.
No.
Right?
No, man.
And I was like, hey, dude, can I get a picture? He's like, yeah, let's get a couple pictures. Let's just make it super quick. I mean, the dude was like really pushing it to get to his next thing. But he took time, and he conversed with me and he took pictures. He didn't have to do that shit. He could have easily charged like the selfie combo or something like that, but he took like 3 or 4 pictures with us, I want to say. So, and he was super cool about it and just very genuine and caring and like I said, positive. But and then Kyle and I actually, Mr. PBS and we actually went and sat in on one of his Q&As at a future Wizard World show. And I think you remember that. Very positive the whole time.
I mean, he
very positive
and popular.
And it was kind of funny. We were in this convention Q&A with him, and there's this dude, and he's like a 45-year-old, 50 dude. I don't think he was all there, but he's dressed up in the White Ranger costume. He knows where I'm going with this. There's like a 20-minute spiel that JDF is giving about discipline. He's like, listen, guys, you can do it. You can change your life. You just got to have discipline. It doesn't matter what you want to do. If you want to accomplish something, just discipline is the key to getting there. And he was like, he goes on and on. He goes, don't eat that bad meal, do this and that, be disciplined. If you need to quit smoking, just quit, be disciplined about it and you'll get there. You'll be able to quit smoking. And we walk out and immediately the White Ranger's outside smoking a cigarette. After he gives this 20-minute speech about discipline and not smoking.
Well, dude, it was a start, man. He was trying.
Right. He was like, I got to get this one last cig in before I actually get this discipline shit going.
I would usually have a smoke a pack, but I'm only down to 2 cigarettes. So we're making discipline here, buddy.
But supposedly him and his wife were working things out.
I think it's like Jenna Frank, isn't that right?
No, Jenna's his daughter. This is Tammy.
Okay. Tammy.
I want to say. I don't know the lady personally. I know a couple of friends that go to conventions, and they've said that she's a I'm better than you type of.
I've heard like
gal.
entitled or whatever.
Yeah, she's very entitled, and I don't know that for a fact or anything like that. That's just what I've been told by certain people here and there, which seems to be everybody that's had contact with Tammy. But I don't know her personally. She could be a sweetheart, and maybe they just had their issues, and combined with the mother thing and anything else, who knows? It could have just set him off. And sometimes when you're emotional, you make bad decisions and you pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
So he may have not
thought it through
and just did it. And maybe he, at the last second, he was like, oh, fuck, I mean, it happens like that. Sometimes you make emotional things and decisions and shit happens. So
I've heard that most people that commit suicide, it's actually a very spur of the moment thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You just get to that point where it's just like, that's it, I'm done. It's always kind of in the back of their mind, or they always talk about it, or they're always, right, quote unquote, planning it, but they just hit that point, or there's just that moment where it's like, okay, that's it, I'm done.
It's that emotional buildup just pops, and they just do something, and probably right at the moment they're like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have done this, and it's too late at that point.
Right.
But they're in a situation they can't get out of. But I hope if there's anybody listening that's suffering from any kind of depression or anything like that, just know that someone out there loves you. So, and that decision will hurt them, but there is options out there for you to get help, and hopefully you take it. So,
or listen to the Sleazy podcast and you'll be happy.
Podcast. The Sleazy podcast.
Listen to the podcast and realize, my life's terrible, but it could be worse.
Right. Right.
I could be Robzilla.
Exactly.
Yeah. You could be having with 2 nodules on your fucking throat.
Yeah.
Coughing up a storm, having Sleazy yell at you.
That Robzilla can get up every morning and look himself in the face and keep going. I can too.
If that's not motivation, I don't know what is.
Hey man, it's funny. You see certain other people that have, they're not obviously not blessed with as much as other people, whether it be somebody that doesn't have any fucking legs that they lost in a war or something. And those people, most of them, seem to be really happy when you run into them, and it kind of makes you rethink, like, maybe I shouldn't bitch about or get so upset about certain things that I do. Like, they're very minute compared to anybody else's problems.
Very trivial.
Like, there are some people that are out there slowly dying, and I mean, they're really on the brink of death. and they couldn't be any more positive and thankful for the little things that they have in their life.
Yeah.
And here we are bitching about certain things not coming out on movies, or how a movie is, or why a monster is falling to the ground and not adhering to the laws of gravity in a certain movie. Or complaining about boxes stacked up. But
rating Hellraiser 4 stars. Get the fuck out of here.
Right. That movie sucked.
Dude, there's no way that's 4 stars.
It's a B movie all the way.
It's probably the best Hellraiser out of everything out of the first one, but that's about it's going for it.
Right. If it was fucking terrible. But count your blessings.
Yeah.
Count your blessings.
And I mean, if you are faced in that emotional predicament, I mean, hey, you can message me. If I get, hopefully I'll see it in time and respond, but there's numbers. I don't know the numbers, but just Google it. Suicide assistance. And
everybody has a computer basically.
Right. There's no reason. There's always somebody there to talk to if you need it.
You get that way. You got to take a step back. Take a step back. Take a deep breath and analyze what's going on.
Right.
We'll put a link to Robzilla's personal cell phone number at the end of the episode.
I'll talk to you.
If you need somebody to talk to, just message me and I'll give you Rob's phone number.
We'll 24 hours. You can call or text 988.
Is that it?
Yeah, 988.
Thank you. See, that's the real producer of the show.
It is.
So you're just sitting there fucking gumballing it like,
Google it. You'll be okay.
just Google it.
That's right.
I don't feel like typing in my phone right now to help anybody.
Not at all. Google that shit.
Like Rob.
One step closer.
I just had both of my arms blown off in the Middle East. How am I supposed to Google it?
Use a pencil. Type it in.
Well, you could say, okay, Google, if you have a smartphone.
I've lost my voice from crying.
I just activated my phone. You lost your voice from crying? Well, fucking figure it out. There's a guy that stabbed somebody with his fucking feet down in Florida. You can fucking Google with your feet. Quit being a bitch. That's what we would hear growing up. Quit being such a bitch.
Quit fucking crying.
Quit being a bitch and Google it. No, really. Google it though if you have any issues.
Really Google
but man, fucking JDF is gone, man. Like I said,
and I really wanted, and that was like I was gonna go see him.
I know you were pumped to go to Comic-Con. You were like, I gotta fucking go.
I finally got to meet him, and they're like, well, he's dead.
What did I tell you, dude? You gotta seize the opportunity when you have it and go and get these autographs or photo ops if they're, I mean anything to you.
And Kevin Conroy was supposed to be there. And I was gonna get him.
I know, man. That's two convention stars that had to drop out.
Somebody better call fucking the Winchesters about that. That's crazy.
Is the world really ending and this is how the rapture starts?
I mean, when
people
we're losing,
just randomly die.
I mean, you could just say all these people didn't want to meet Robzilla.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that is true. Like they're fucking dying so they don't have to meet
I got to meet Robzilla. Fuck it. I'm going.
I'd rather go than fucking meet that sorry, pitiful bastard. And then because if they do meet you, then it'll be like, well, fuck. I can't go on after dealing with this dude. This is the worst of the human species right here.
Apparently, I'm just the harbinger of the apocalypse. Apparently,
right?
Breaker of the 9 seals.
4 horsemen.
Fucking, but yeah, he. For those of you that don't know who JDF is, Jason David Frank. He played the Green Power Ranger in the original Power Ranger series. He has the little story arc where he's an evil Power Ranger, then he turns good once the spell wears off. But his power runs out, loses his power. They come up with a new power for him, and he becomes the White Ranger. And he actually reprised his role several times through the years with the Power Rangers. I don't know them all. I'm not going to look them up.
I know he was like the green, white, 2
black, red,
the Black Ranger and 2 red, and like
he was like the whole rainbow of fucking Power Rangers.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
the damn memes that they start coming out with too after he passes, heartbreaking.
Yeah, my heart goes out to the family.
Yeah.
Especially, there's kids without a father now.
Yeah.
People without a great friend now. Obviously, a wife without a husband now. But it's very sad, and it's one thing that you hope nobody ever has to go through that or deal with it. But like we said, text Hot Sauce said text 998, right?
988.
988. Imagine if they I fucking texted 998. This isn't it. I'd feel so bad.
With me.
So make sure you text 988 if you're having any issues and you can talk to somebody. So
Professionals.
that is something that's creeping up a lot more days, especially with men suicide. Very sad.
Very high suicide rate for men.
Yeah. It's I don't know what causes it. I don't think anybody really does.
It's just you can just put in dynamics for everything. What's the cause of it?
Sure.
It's
Sure. No, a lot of young people have a high suicide rate. They attribute that to social media and extra stress and anxiety. I mean, kids are mean to begin with, and you give them a social platform.
It's like times 10.
Right. It's not good.
I had like a 10-year-old talking shit to me on UFC one time, like playing my PS4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the
I had a kid talking shit to me one time on Madden, and I was just playing one night. It was late as fuck, like maybe like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was a weeknight too. But he was like, "You're a fucking loser playing Madden, beating up on some 10-year-old." I was like, "Fuck you, dude.
Fucking mean.
Don't you have to go to school? Fuck you. Don't worry about it, bitch."
You're probably one of them dropout bastards.
I was like, man, I am a fucking loser. I need to stop playing Madden this late and go to bed.
See, I'm the opposite. I let my little nephew play Fortnite while he's fucking housing people. I got them headset. I'm talking shit.
So you got, bitch.
Give me that fucking headset. You play, I'll talk shit. Give me the fucking headset.
Give me the headset, boy.
You're like Thor in Ragnarok.
Yeah, Thor.
What was
it was Infinity Wars.
Is it Infinity Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he gets on the mic. What was the screen name he said?
It's oh my god.
He was like, "I'm gonna come to your house."
I remember.
He's like, Thor. He's back again. I know he says that, and he's like, "I'm coming to your house."
Right.
Noob Maker 69.
Yeah, I know Noob.
Yeah, something noob in it.
Noob Maker 69, I think.
So, all right, moving along. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. Jason David Frank.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, buddy. True inspiration to everybody born after 1985.
It's true.
In the 90s kids and 90s babies, true inspiration, a true hero. I hear his karate dojos are staying open. That's cool.
Yeah.
So his memory will definitely live on, and he will go down as one of the biggest convention stars ever. Can't do my Chris Jericho there. Ever.
Again.
But moving along, we're going to move on to Kanye West. Yes, he's back in the news. Kanye West.
Shocking, right?
He is the gift that keeps on giving for people that like us that need something to talk about for shows.
You know, Kanye knows who killed Caylee Anthony's little girl.
Oh, I bet he does.
The Jews.
The fucking Jews.
Yeah, the Jews did it. Dirty bastards.
They wanted her money.
Do I need to put my like full face mask on for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They dropped him as a sponsor too, I believe.
Who's that?
The face mask company.
Oh, I didn't know he was like sponsoring something.
Who hasn't?
If he's
him?
got any left at this point, I
I'd
don't
be shocked.
He's not buying Parlor.
It's funny. I posted that on our page, and Chuckles is the first one to comment immediately.
Yes.
He goes, "Damn, what's he in the Foot Clan already?" See, every once in a while, Chuckles fucking just hits one out of the park. I did laugh. I laughed pretty out loud on that one.
He does hit him pretty far out of the park when he does hit him.
So, Kanye, God bless Kanye, man. He was on the InfoWars show with Alex Jones. We all know and love Alex Jones. Not really.
Yes, we know who Alex Jones is, but do we love him? No.
He's a little crazy too.
And I think what upsets me with him is that he has some really good shit, but he goes on these tirades that you're like, no one.
No, he doesn't. No, he fucking doesn't. Nothing about Alex Jones is fucking good. No,
hey,
he doesn't.
He did reveal that
like there's like a cult thing.
Yeah, that cult or whatever.
Yeah.
He snuck in and got video footage of that.
That's the only thing I can think of that was actually.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. No, I'm cutting you off because there's bullshitting ass Rob. 32 seconds ago, Alex Jones got a lot of good shit, but he goes on these tirades. Rob gets shit on, then he goes, "That's the only thing he had. It's just that cult. He ain't got shit."
It's true.
Does he have a lot of good shit or not, Rob?
No,
he doesn't have a lot of good shit. But every once in a while, he does come up with some story, and you're like, wow.
He does have a lot of good remixes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Remakes. He likes to remake movies. So, anyways, Kanye West was on, InfoWars, and it's pretty bad when you freak Alex Jones out.
So he was literally like, yeah, I don't agree with that.
He was like, buddy, I don't think you should be saying that. You know, there's a Jewish gang, but I don't think you should be praising Adolf Hitler.
I just got sued and have to pay out $1 billion I don't got. Don't get me into any more shit.
Yeah, I'm already on thin ice here, buddy. You need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure nothing plays on this. Hold on a second. Here, I'll put it up on the screen here. This is still loading. Okay, let me pause it. All right, now we're gonna share percent. I want this screen. Does that look cool to you guys?
Sure.
All right, we'll go full screen. All right, so this is off of TMZ. Kanye West is in the middle of a serious mental breakdown, live on air with Alex Jones, spewing hate against Jewish people and praising Hitler and Nazis. West has been live for more than an hour on InfoWars. He's clearly erratic and at times nonsensical, hateful, and dressed with his face fully covered by a mask. During the majority of his ramblings, Kanye said, I see good things about Hitler. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. The Autobahn, maybe? I mean, other than that, I mean, it's pretty bad, dude. He then claimed Hitler invented highways and microphones. Jones, the host of InfoWars, was hit with a nearly $1 billion judgment for his lies about Sandy Hook. Seems lost and unable to control Kanye. He did seem lost. Like when he said Hitler was like he liked Hitler, his face lit up. Like, I can't believe you just said that, dude.
I mean, his life flashed before his eyes. Like, I'm done after this point.
At one point, Jones actually attempted to denounce Nazis, to which Kanye responded, they did good things too. We're going to stop dissing the Nazis. Really, dude? During another moment, just before commercial break, Kanye squarely says, I like Hitler. All right.
He got that in super quick, too, at the end, didn't he, too?
Of course, Kanye's been sharing his anti-Semitic beliefs for more than a month now, but this time he's noticeably in the middle of a major mental episode, at times barely even able to catch his breath as he unleashes hate. Good Lord. As we reported, Kanye's been traveling the country with white nationalist Nick Fuentes, who has been at Kanye's side, even hitting up Mar-a-Lago for dinner with former President Donald Trump. Fuentes is also sitting at the InfoWars table with a grin as he seemingly eggs Kanye on.
That motherfucker lit the powder keg is what he did with Kanye.
I mean, what are you going to do, man?
You're just watching a self-destruct person live on TV at that point.
Right. It's obvious he needs some help.
Well, look, he even said that he needs to be on medication, but the Jews are trying to make him take it.
Right.
Right there, like, okay, that motherfucker's not right.
Something is.
Yeah.
Somebody's gotten a hold of him and just.
If you want to fight the power, there's people who higher power have that, but does it have to be Jewish?
Is it weird that a white nationalist is running around with Kanye West though? Like, something just doesn't seem right.
I feel like I think they're just.
Well, Kanye thinks white lives matter too.
Yeah.
So.
Obviously he does. He wore that shirt. That's right. What do you think, Hot Sauce?
Dude's just got issues, man. Britney Spears was in a conservatorship for less than this.
Yeah. Britney Spears had a conservatorship for freaking out and shaving her head.
This motherfucker ain't got one.
How is it that someone related to him hasn't gone to court like, hey, we need to get shit under control before he loses his empire?
Well, just certain people like him and Ezra Miller, like, where the fuck are these people at? Like, hey, motherfucker, you need to chill the fuck out. There's something wrong with you. You need to stop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure they obviously have management and publicists that are like, dude, come on, you need to chill. Seriously.
You got to threaten this dude. Like, you need to calm the fuck down.
But sometimes people are so crazy you can't tell them anything.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying this a little bit because I don't like Kanye.
It makes for great media for sure. It's
not it's Kanye.
It's not every day you have somebody go right on air and say, I like Hitler.
He did good things.
We got to stop dissing the Nazis too, for real. They were good people. Come on.
I like to see every person.
Millions of people died. They were savagely murdered.
That's fake news. Did you know that?
Hitler had a lampshade made of skin.
That's fake news.
The man is not a good person. It doesn't matter if he cured cancer. He's still a terrible person.
Not according to Kanye.
And I saw on Twitter where somebody called him Adolf.
yeah. Adolf.
Adolf, yay. Adolf in the house, yay.
And then didn't you share that one? There was somebody that took a picture with him with Nick Fuentes, like at a restaurant.
Yeah, it was like
that dude.
How do you go from traveling the world with Jay-Z and Beyonce and all these other famous people, and now you're at some kind of sub place with Nick
like a court hibachi.
Hibachi,
hibachi at a mall food court with Nick Fuentes.
And he just looks so calm and relaxed, just sitting in the cheap chair.
Dude, just if you look at him, you're like, the guy's a little off.
By the way, and they settled their divorce child support issue.
Like getting $200K a month.
$200K a month for child support.
What the fuck's he
maybe
got?
Not for long.
Yeah,
right. And
I mean, going to jail for back child support.
She's already successful, so why does she need that money? If anything, I would think it should just go into a blind trust for the kids.
I have no idea how this bitch is famous. I don't care.
Child support is such a scam. I think.
Is.
I mean, for some instances, it needs to happen when fathers just don't support their kids at all. But for this, I mean, she's so successful. What does it fucking matter?
Well, there was one too. It was her Chloe when she was married to Lamar Odom. Like, to give her spousal support for like $20,000 a month and all this shit for nails and like fuck that.
Yeah, because you're used to you're accustomed to a certain lifestyle, so they have to provide it until you move on and marry into another lifestyle.
How about this? No,
I can get a job, motherfucker.
Get a fucking job.
Hey, if you can work it, more power to you, I guess. But what do you think?
I don't think child support's a scam. I think that because you see all that and everybody says, "Oh, it doesn't cost $200,000 a month to raise a kid," and it doesn't. I mean, you can raise a kid for $1,000 a month. I mean,
Well, I don't care how rich you are.
I mean, want to dress your kid up in Gucci and shit. Yeah, you're going to need that $200K a month.
Right.
There's a certain lifestyle that that person lives that I don't think that kids should suffer.
How much is Kim Kardashian worth, though?
She's about $2 billion, about $1.8 billion.
Her sister's way worth.
Why would she even be like, I need the child support? Like, I'd just be like, I wouldn't want to deal with him. I'd just be like, go do your thing and I'll keep the kids. I'm fine. We got money. We're not worried about you. But it kind of baffles me. I don't know why you'd want that 200,000.
1.8 billion Kim is worth.
That's insane.
Net worth.
And she's begging for child. I don't know. She's begging.
She's not,
obviously her lawyer was like, "Yeah, we need to get this."
I don't think she's begging, but she's like, "I'll go ahead and take it."
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I don't like. I think the average dad gets screwed from child support. I'll say that. I won't say most cases, but in a lot of cases, it's there for a reason. Even though the state holds on to that money for a while before they pay it out too. In some states. I don't know if that isn't how it is in every state, but it just seems like, I don't know, like the most people I've talked to that have had to pay child support over the years, they feel, and I've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it, but does it all necessarily go to the kid? Does it go to rent? Because it's funny, they get that child support and all of a sudden they're driving a brand new car. I mean, how many cars have these guys paid for over the years?
Well, we've seen that there's this woman judge who handles between child support, and she wrecks some women.
Yeah, I've seen that lady, the black judge. Yeah. I can't remember her name.
Like one woman, she was getting almost $1,500 a month, but she wasn't working and living with her mom for free. She's like, I'm not working.
I watched one the other day where this lady, she had a food catering business, and it was worth like millions of dollars of some sort. I want to say, I don't know if it's millions or it was a healthy number.
Yeah,
let's just say that. It was a healthy number. And the poor bastard she's taking for child support, the kid doesn't even live with her. The kid lives with the dad. And he makes $47,000 a year. And she's taking him to court for child support just so she can buy the kid things. But she makes, unbelievably
quadruple or
hundreds
triple.
of percents more than this guy.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a broken system right there. The fact that she could even take him to court over that is ridiculous.
Well, I like when that judge too, because she kind of laughs at it. Yeah, you're gonna be paying.
Right.
Not him.
And then other people, they just don't want to work. I think is what the issue
woman.
is.
She don't want to work.
There's one where the woman blatantly doesn't want to work.
Yeah. She's like, you can get more money. Oh, is he gonna pay more? No, you can get a job. You'll have more money.
And a lot of people can't go and fight that shit because they don't have the money to afford a lawyer to go and look at, a readjustment for child support. And I mean, I know one dude personally buys his kids clothes. The kid comes over to the house. The mom doesn't pack clothes. So he has to go and buy, they buy clothes that they have to leave at the house now. And the kid's doing bad in school. And the kid would have a much better opportunity with him. But because of that, the money issue and not being able to go to court and get things looked at, it's an issue of having to wait it out till the kid's old enough to make a decision. But obviously who they want to live with, because when you're certain, I think it's like 13, you can decide, right?
No, I thought it was like depends. 16. Yeah, I think it maybe depends. Maybe
but by then it could be too late. You could have missed out on educational opportunities. I mean, if you don't stay up on a kid, they fall behind. They could be screwed for life over that. But I don't know. I think it's a system that needs to be looked at and reevaluated. Like, do you need a check that comes into your house? Let's just say $400 a month. Do you need that all that as a check, or should they give you a food assistance card part of that? I'd be cool with that. What do you think about that, Hot Sauce?
I don't know. I think it comes back to. Oh, sorry, my camera's fucked up. It comes back to just that kid and that family's used to living that lifestyle. Just because the mom and the dad aren't together, I still think he should be responsible for supporting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, some parents have different arrangements where somebody picks up health insurance of some nature, but that takes out of your paycheck too, right there. I mean, you know how expensive it is to have a family health care plan through your work.
In California, it's for them to choose is 14 up, and they said between 12 to 14.
Yeah.
So that's
I remember it being 13 when my parents.
I thought it was like 14 or 15 or something. I think I thought it was like 16 at one point.
It might have been lower than that when my parents got divorced, maybe 11 or something.
I think the hardest thing is for us to try and even dissect it or wrap our heads around it, because we're dealing with billionaires and hundreds of billionaires. I think that's what makes it so hard, and that's why it's such a thing that you look at and you want to question. If you're sitting here talking to your friends and it's like, man, I got to pay $180 a week for child support. You're like, fuck, that's a lot of money, but is it really though? If you're going towards the care of the child and upkeep and medical and clothing and shelter and education and transportation. So you just extrapolate that and you expand it 20 times because these billionaires. It's hard. It's a hard concept because
I'd love to see the breakdown of what that 200,000 is for, because that her lawyer probably broke it down like, we need this, and this
for school, and
it added up to something, and they settled on it or whatever. But I don't know, something just I feel like a lot of times the kid doesn't benefit from the entire child support money that comes to them. Now there's things you don't see, obviously. I mean, shelter, the cost, gas, electric, all that goes into supporting the kid, obviously. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if giving that money straight forward in one lump sum is the right way to do it. I think part of that should go into some kind of savings for education of some sort. But then, that could be something that, I mean, every situation is obviously different. People probably have that worked out. Like, hey, you need to put this much in an account for, the kid. And then we want this much in child support. And then you carry the insurance. But in most cases, when people carry insurance, most healthy people kind of say, well, you do this and I'll do this. They split it down the middle. But then again, some people do have, if you have 50-50 custody, there is no child support involved.
I think it's 50-50. Yeah, there's really none. They you just share the expenses.
Right. And I think that is,
that's fair.
If you have that agreement set in place and you're true to it and you honor it, then I don't think there should be any reason to have child support involved in that.
I had a coworker who was divorced and they had 2 kids and they were, 50-50 and they didn't really have to go to court or anything like that. This did, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So.
I remember doing payroll, and I probably shouldn't disclose. I won't say any names or anything, obviously. But I remember one dude had a couple kids, and it was like percent. He topped out at, I think they can only take 60% of your check, or maybe it's 40.
I think it's like 40% of what you make.
Yeah, they can. I mean, they take it up to that minute, but I mean, the dude was just fucking poor as fuck after that. Never had a dime. And I don't know. Did the kids see a lot of that? Who knows? So I hope they did.
It's just the people now these days, you think of the worst because people are just so shitty. So that's the reason why we're in that mindset anyways.
If you don't want child support, then don't fucking have kids.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't want to have the risk of paying child support, then don't have kids. We'll say that.
Or have 2 and then just say you don't like the other one and just take one. So that way you can say it's 50-50. Well, I took this one.
There you
I
go.
like the other one. That way
I like this one better, not this one.
Yeah.
I'm taking
I don't
Billy.
want that one.
You can take Jimmy.
You can take Jimmy. He's a fuckhead. I'm not paying for Jimmy. Yeah. Okay. So moving along here, we all can recognize that Kanye West is crazy and he's officially a Nazi lover, Nazi sympathizer.
That shit crazy.
If Hitler could only see people praising him today.
He smiles from below.
So Mia Khalifa was in the news, one of our favorite porn stars here at the Sleazy podcast. Wow, one of mine. Anyways. I don't know about Hot Sauce. I don't think you two have favorite. Well, Rob might.
It's not Mia Khalifa.
It's not Mia Khalifa. Who's your favorite porn star? I mean, she's not my favorite, but I do enjoy her.
I don't know. I don't think I have one specifically.
What do you mean you don't have one?
I'm trying to think though.
Johnny.
Everybody's got their go-to. Even Mr.
Johnny
PZ.
Sins.
What's that?
Johnny Sins.
Hey, he does everything.
Hey, if that's what you want,
I'd probably see Gianna Michaels.
Gianna Michaels. Yeah. I remember the name, but I'm having a hard time picturing her. So, okay, let's see here. I'm going to share my screen again for the people on YouTube. That's invite. We don't want that. Present. Okay. Shall. All right. So this Instagram post is not showing up, but Khalifa was in the news, obviously. Khalifa, whose real name is Sarah Jo, is that Chalman? I don't know. Shamoon? Yeah, that seems more like it. Slammed men who deliberately seek out younger women in order to date them, stating that there are elements of control within such a partnership. Any guy who goes after a girl significantly younger than them is severely lacking in their life, and I mean that confidence-wise. Khalifa told Radikowski, if I said that right, Jesus. They are falling short in so many places, and that is the only place they can turn to feel like they have something on a scale of power. Okay. The 31-year-old went on to agree with Khalifa, saying, ultimately, it's predatory because you're manipulating someone who is not aware of what they're giving you, and it's unfair. The clip was posted to Instagram, where it was immediately flooded with comments from people who did not take kindly to the remarks made by both women. The thing I hate about this convo is that it disempowers the woman who says she's being manipulated. How can anyone make a free choice? We're all being manipulated, commented one user. Okay. So disappointed by this content. This is a personal opinion which is divulged as a truth. I'd agree with that. Yeah. It's always on a case-by-case basis. Older men can pursue younger women out of genuine and pure interest, wrote another, while a third added, pretty disrespectful to suggest that an adult woman isn't smart enough to understand the dynamic of dating someone older than them. Others pointed out that most of the comments disagreeing with Khalifa's opinion were coming from other men, which in itself seemed to be a problem. The amount of man crying in the comments because of their predatory behavior got called out. Very Woody Allen of you, said one user. Wow, there it is right there. Who is that? Carolyn Horkitz? Okay. Well, Woody Allen's a rapist.
That's different.
That is totally, I mean, that's not even close to what the conversation should be here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of 18-year-old women and up.
Yeah.
Possibly 21 and up. But compared to an older guy of some sort, listen, I'm not a 50-year-old, so got no skin really in this game. I'm in the middle here.
Right.
But it's not Woody Allen. Woody Allen is accused of being romantically involved with younger teenage girls.
Yeah.
Of some sort. Am I right about that, Mr. PBS?
I forget exactly what it is, but it's something like that. It was like a
13
stepdaughter.
It's like
something.
stepdaughter.
Like a 13 or 14-year-old of some sort, I want to say. That's not anywhere near. And Mia Khalifa is all of a sudden someone, the judge's principle of things in life. I mean, I get that. Obviously, there are some aspects of what she's talking about that are true. And maybe it applies to like a 50-year-old teacher preying on a 14-year-old student of some sort. But I want to say when a young woman, when you've had some years, obviously 18, 19, 20, when you get into that range, you're an adult for the most part. You may not be fully grasping decision-making based off of experience, but you're an adult. You can go out and drink at 21. If you meet a 50-year-old at the bar and you click, that's your decision what you want to do. And for the most part, I don't think a lot of women are controlled into dating someone older of that nature. I mean, I think most of the time there's obviously something there that makes them want to date, whether it's a situation as far as money or looks or experience, as far as not wanting to mess with somebody younger and wanting to go for somebody older with more experience. But I don't think it's a predatory tendency or anything of that nature from an older man to date a younger woman of some sort. It just seems kind of odd, and it seems very odd to just group everybody into that same thing. Like, oh, if you like a younger woman, you're definitely a predator. I don't think so at all. I mean, there's
that could go
different.
The same way as a woman who likes a younger male.
So what's the is the 60-year-old woman that hooks up with a 18 or 19-year-old, is she a predator too?
Well, no, she's just a powerful woman.
That's
what it is.
You think so?
That's what they'll say.
Yeah. What do you think, Hot Sauce?
Well, she's just explaining her.
I like hearing Hot Sauce's opinion. That's why I keep asking him.
Yeah.
No, it's. I don't know, man. Like, because I'm older than my wife, but it's not by a lot. I mean, it's like 3 or 4 years.
You fucking predator.
Yeah.
No, how much older?
You did this because you lack confidence in your life and you wanted to have power over her and eventually sit at home and not do anything.
Nah, I'm 3 years older than my wife. I don't know. I think it depends on what, like, the, because a few years, I mean, you're pretty much the same age. I mean, I'm 3 years older than her. So that's like, to me, that's
right.
not really that big.
You're right in that gap there.
I think the age gap thing is always weird because people say age is nothing but a number. But you get, if he's 60 and she's 40, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares.
Right.
If he's 40 and she's 20, everybody flips their shit, because I think there's a maturity and you're just not developed, mentally, that a 20-year-old doesn't have the mental.
There are certain 20-year-olds that are ahead of their, I mean, just like there's teenagers that are ahead of their age group or what.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on the person. But my thing is, if you're 20 years old and let's say you're a gorgeous lady and you've got a 40 or 50-year-old guy that's not really successful, somehow he manages to overpower you and continues to get you to come over to his house and marries you, and now you're a slave to him. I mean,
So are we talking about like a 20-year-old in 2022?
Yeah.
She's got an OnlyFans.
I don't know. I think she's talking about older guys preying on younger kids, like teenage level.
Well, then she should specify that then.
I don't think she is.
You think she's talking about 50?
I think she's talking that 40 and 20-year-old or that 45.
I don't see a problem with it. I mean, if you want to, if you're an adult, like you say, it's all preached about, oh, you're 18, you're an adult. You can go out, you can make your own decisions. You can live on your own. You can join the military. You can, even if you're a man or woman, you can join the military. So if you want to date somebody that's extremely older than you and go for that, for whatever reason, I don't know what you would have in common with that person. But I mean, it's your decision at that point. You're 18. Do I think it's predatory? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that 40-year-old men, I mean, obviously it is a little weird that a 40-year-old man would want to have a relationship with an 18-year-old.
Well, and here's the thing. Like if you've got a, 40, 45 plus and a 20, we'll say a 22-year-old, where did that relationship start? I think is kind of something to look at too. Was that girl out at a club or a bar and that dude's trolling looking for a 20-year-old? That might be kind of a red flag. If
there definitely is predators out there. We'll say that.
If they're standing in line at Starbucks together.
I'm not saying that there is no predator behavior involved in this, but there's definitely dudes out there that are looking for that in what she's describing. And maybe it's just the company she keeps and she meets every dude that's like that.
Yeah.
Of some, back when she was younger, or she even sees it now in the industries that she's in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Most of the people that I know that are in their 40s wouldn't particularly want to have a relationship with an 18-year-old. That being said, there are people that do, but by the laws, it's legal. So can you call it predatory behavior if it's legal?
No.
And I mean, I could see where she's saying about the power issue.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you're in your 40s or 50s, you're somewhat established in your life and you have things the way you want them. And if you're dating an 18-year-old, you obviously think you have more experience, knowledge, and you want things to go your way.
And so I can see people doing that. There's people who do that.
Right. You end up becoming more like a parent figure than a spouse of some sort.
It's like, why the fuck do I want a kid for? And
right. There's some part where I get what she's saying, but then I don't think she's grouping everybody together as a predator. And I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
Both of my parents, when they remarried later. Well, I want to say probably 35. I want to say, well, they remarried later on in life, but their partners were both 10 years younger than them, but they were older.
Right.
So
they wasn't 20,
early 30s, late 30s, that kind of deal. So I just don't see where it's predatory. Now, some cases it could be, but I don't know. I think when you're of age and, you might find something that you connect with somebody that's younger, whether it's through movies or art or sports or something of that nature, music. Sure, you can connect with that person. I don't know, but I don't see where it's necessarily a case where it's predatory 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Like she's saying. What do you think, PBS?
I don't know. I think she's kind of going from her own sort of story, because I think she's talked about it before, about how she got into porn or whatever, is that she was in a relationship with an older man.
Yeah.
And he was involved and he kind of got her involved. Obviously, there's, like you say, there's power dynamics involved with an older, more established person.
Right.
And I mean, we see it on all the time. You see an old guy with a hot young dude. Older guys usually got some money or something, and we know what's going on.
with a young hot dude,
with an old guy and a hot young woman.
Okay,
we know what's going on. And even the other way around. I mean, we know that.
Is it predatory when a younger person takes advantage of that situation? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
It could be, yeah. It could be.
They could be benefited, and they know. They understand,
I mean, like I said,
the whole process.
If that person is setting out to be like, I'm going to get in this relationship, and I'm going to be the alpha in this relationship, and I'm going to whatever. That's not really a relationship. That's just one person being dominant
or somebody
over
who prefers that. Like,
maybe
they like being submissive.
What if you're in your 50s and you're in great shape? You look young for your age, and you're just not interested in people your age that have aged badly. We'll say that. Does that make you a predator then?
It's just
if you date down.
No, I'm not. It's not like you're dating.
I don't think
it's not where you're 16, 17, 15 is where you're going into predatory.
And that's what the point I guess I'm trying to make.
If they're in their 20s, that's not predatory.
It's all situational theories here. And she's grouping everybody together as if they're predators. And that's not, I don't think that that's the case. So I don't know. I don't think it's the case. I think she's treading down a line where she's grouping everybody together and it's not right.
Yeah.
So
she's like Mr. BS. She's basing it on her own experience. So,
I mean, if you're 50 years old and you've got a
6-pack.
No. Look, I don't even say that.
Yeah.
Let's say you're 55. You've been very successful in your adult life and you've got your shit together. You're not married. You don't have any kids, or maybe you do, but you're single, and this 19-year-old or 20-year-old, we'll say 20. How's that sound?
That's fine.
20 sound good?
Let's go with the 20.
This 20-year-old that's in college, you meet her at a bar or something, or a club of some sort, or maybe at a sporting event, and you get to know each other, you're kicking off, and she's hitting on you, and you're like, oh, okay, sure, why not? I look, I've got some things going on for myself. I'll go with this. And she, we'll say she's a very attractive lady. So you go for it. You end up dating her. So it's kind of like Keanu Reeves in the one movie, Knock Knock.
Yeah.
Where they're like, so why did you they have him at the end or whatever. They're fucking him up. He's like, so why did you do it? He's like, it's free pizza. Who says no to free pizza? I mean, obviously, if you're lonely and maybe everybody at your age is married or whatnot, and the quality single at your age just isn't there, so you go to the younger market. Does that make it wrong?
It's just it's something you want to do in preference. And there's times too, like you said, it's situational. What if the 20-year-old is she prefers to have older men because she likes older men?
Right. I mean, does that mean is it predatory if she's into that situation?
Yeah.
Now, it's one thing when a young girl is struggling to make her way, and a Mia Khalifa situation where it's like, hey, I saw you dancing. We can get this going on for you. And then you get there and it's a totally different situation. That's predatory. Those industries are predatory.
That is predatory.
But I think her experience is having her lash out at an entire, obviously the entire men of that age of some sort. But I don't know. I just don't think that everybody is predatory. I think some people do have genuine good intentions and they just want to, somebody to be with them in the evening and spend their quality time with them.
Fresh breath of young air, basically.
Not everybody's looking for free pizza.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Some people want that person to, be with them. And obviously, like we mentioned earlier, there is a power aspect of controlling your finances and wanting things to be a certain way. Does that make you a predator? I don't think so.
No.
But I think there's just different situations that Mia Khalifa is talking about there. And I don't think you can group every guy into that situation that is older and might possibly date down for different reasons. So who knows? Maybe they want to have kids. I mean,
or it's just like I said, it's a woman's preference. She prefers older men.
Hey, you're 18. It's your business. You're an adult at that point, so it's nobody's business but yours, unless you're in some kind of trouble,
right?
I suppose, and you ask for help. Okay. So I think we have one crazy news article
that Hot Sauce shared.
Yeah, that Hot Sauce shared. Well, we got to get going here. So, Hot Sauce, do you want to do this crazy news article real quick?
I don't have it pulled up. Go for it.
Okay.
This is the one I just put up this morning, wasn't it?
Yep. This one comes from Channel 4 News, mycbs4.com. High Springs man arrested for attempting to rob cell phone repair store. According to Alachua Police Department, APD, Austin Michael Crow, 32, was arrested and charged for robbery with a weapon. APD says that Crow went to a Healthy Phone Tech and gathered two Bluetooth speakers with a total of $120 and began to try to exit from the store. He was then stopped by a store clerk and was told he had to purchase the items. Crow, I think his name's Croy. We'll say Croy. Then put the items back and lifted his shirt, showing a gun and taser on his way out. He told the clerk that he does what he wants. Oh my God. This guy's a real, he's a real badass, isn't he?
Billy John Wick.
Right. The suspect then went to his car and proceeded to put a bandana on his face and in a blue jacket. While Croy was at his car, the store clerk and customers locked the doors and went to the back of the building. Croy returned pounding on the door. When officers arrived, he was still pounding on the front door. That was obviously supposed to be door. It's a spelling error there. Yeah. And was arrested. Get our news wherever you are and wherever you want with our app.
And there's a picture of the gentleman here, and he doesn't look like he's the brightest crown in the box.
No, he doesn't. He does not.
If he does whatever he wants, why'd he put the speakers back to begin with?
Right. He should
just walk out with them.
There's this picture for people that are wondering on YouTube. Yeah, look at that. Has he got a bulletproof vest on there? What is that?
It looks like a vest.
Right.
Florida man, baby.
Yeah, Florida. Where are you going? Where are you going to show us next, Florida?
Keep it up. We love the news from there.
Right. This is just crazy, though. Like, what does he do? Why didn't he just fucking leave?
Just take the shit. Like, you do what you want to take it.
Why he really wanted to kill these people, it sounds like.
He was waiting for Kanye to come pick him up.
He really did what he wanted to do, and he wanted to put on that bandana.
Yeah.
Do you think that this guy right here might not like Jewish people?
I think he has a pure hatred for the Jews.
I mean, if we're just going to assume things here, I'm going to assume he's not a fan.
No. Yeah, he told me to hate them Jews.
Gadolf was talking about them Jews.
This motherfucker's going to be the leader of something.
Gadolf said that the Jews are all my problems, cause all my problems. Man, what a crazy fucking story. All right. So we got that one banged out. All right, moving along. Disney Plus had a premiere of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's up right now, the Christmas special. You can watch it. I did the other night, and
so did I.
It ended, and I was like, that's it?
Yeah, it's only 45 minutes.
That's it? That's all we get?
Yeah.
Come on now.
It's fantastic.
I can't get like an hour at least? Fucking Disney and their short-ass fucking shows.
It's so rare for an MCU movie to be 45
I will
minutes.
say, the movie, I felt like Mr. PBS made the soundtrack too. It's like all the Christmas songs that he talks about and loves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
did
you watch? You didn't watch it, did you? He's very cultured. So
I refused to watch it because it was a holiday special, not a Christmas special.
Okay.
I don't go for that woke holiday nonsense.
Because they didn't. Well, they do say Merry Christmas in it.
Yeah. At the end as well, too.
But, well, I mean, so what did you think?
I loved it.
You liked it?
I loved it. I thought it was one of the best things they put out.
It's good, but man, is it short.
Yeah.
I expected a little bit more out of Kevin Bacon.
But what we got, I enjoyed.
I really wanted a dance scene with Kevin Bacon and Peter Quill. So I just feel like I wasn't satisfied with it. While it was good, I wasn't satisfied.
It's basically a Drac and Mantis kind of show, basically. It's like their main focus on them.
But Kevin Bacon was good.
He was.
I mean, as far as like when they break into his house. But I mean, obviously, what's his face in Oh, what's the Mantis chick?
Like her actual name?
No. Is that her name? Mantis?
It's Mantis and Drax.
Drax. They stole the show.
That was their focus.
They stole the show.
I wouldn't be upset if they did like a little 6 episode of just them two, but I don't think that's ever gonna transpire. Basically,
I really enjoy it. Like they could do a whole series of Drax, and I'd be happy. He's such a great character.
Well, Dave Bautista said that after the new Guardian of the Galaxy, he's done.
Yeah, he's done. He can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to put his body through the routine.
They said, well, they even said, well, what if they offer you a show? No, he even straight said it. No,
bro, you can put on a muscle suit and it'd be the same thing.
We'll see, because a lot of these people said no, and then they, hey, come back for one movie.
Leaving.
Yeah,
James Gunn's leaving. After
he's doing
Guardians
DC.
3,
so.
Mm-hmm.
And they launched the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
3.
MG.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It looks like it's gonna be pretty sad.
It's gonna be good. That's for sure. So, what was your favorite part, Hot Sauce? Without any spoilers.
That kind of, you can't really talk about it too much without spoiling it.
Well, I got it spoiled for me going through social media. What Rocket gets for Christmas.
Oh, I did, dude.
Yeah. I got that spoiled, so it wasn't like a moment for me when I watched.
I see. It didn't get spoiled. I was like, oh my god,
it was cool though, wasn't it?
It was so awesome. And Tracy's like, what's that? I'm like, that's, what that is.
I really enjoyed Drax's obsession with the Christmas decorations in Kevin Bacon's yard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, both of their obsession with the Christmas decorations.
Which one are you going to choose, Drax? He's like,
I want this one.
Yeah, I want this one. No, that's not what we choose.
Does this look like a man to you?
Dude, that's hilarious.
He left it behind when they were running.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He wanted to go back and grab it when they were running from the house.
Right. It was good, but I felt a little unsatisfied. I'll say that. There were certain things I felt like they could have seized upon with Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
And Peter Quill's character in particular. But I mean, it was fun to watch, and it gets you into the holiday spirit. So I guess that's all that matters.
That really got me into holiday spirit.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, look at some Christmas lights and shop for some motherfuckers that don't give a shit about me.
There you go.
Till Christmas time. So
Christmas.
Look at this piece of shit just sitting there on his phone. Are you gonna say anything, or are you just gonna fucking sit there all night? I told him earlier, I'm like, you need to take your fucking crowns and get the fuck out of here when you leave later on tonight. And he's like, well, I leave it here so you always remember and know who's the king.
Yeah, to the king.
I'll take him when I'm ready to take him.
All right, so we've got one last topic tonight, and that is Netflix's Wednesday. It is a Addams Family series all about Wednesday.
Jenna Ortega as Wednesday.
Jenna Ortega as Wednesday. I actually like the series.
I enjoyed it. If you liked Riverdale, or even a touch of like Sabrina,
they totally Riverdaled it. Yeah. They Riverdaled it.
And I think the reason why I like it so much, it's by Tim Burton, but it's not over the top Tim Burton.
Right.
I think that's why I liked it.
Now, let me ask you a question. Did you like all of the Addams Family cast?
I was surprised by Uncle Fester.
Uncle Fester is played by Fred Armisen.
I didn't know that.
I kept hearing the voice, and I'm like, I know that voice. I know that voice.
I kept looking. I'm like, he looks familiar. I'm like, I don't know him. And Tracy's like, yes, you do. And she showed me. I was like, oh, that's him.
So I looked it up, and it was him. Yeah.
I see, and I love Luis Guzman, but I don't see him as.
No, man, he's not. What's his face? What's the name of the dad? Gomez. He's not Gomez to me. I feel like Gomez is a little bit more slick.
Yeah.
But I guess that was it. The Addams Family cartoon.
Yeah,
is a chubbier Gomez.
It looks just like the cartoon version.
Felt like that's what they were going for.
Well,
so I mean, he works in that
genre basically, or what they're going for.
And what's her face is the mom,
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I
was surprised she actually did pretty well.
Yeah, even the kid was casted pretty well. Her brother.
Well, he looked like that would be Gomez's kid, so that fits.
Yeah. And Wednesday, they made her a badass. She knows fucking karate and all these.
Yeah, like fencing and shit.
Fencing, jujitsu. She's throwing motherfuckers around and beating the fuck out of them. But I liked it. It was good. And it had a little twist there at the end.
Yeah.
So I was a little, I mean, I wasn't super surprised, but I was like, oh, okay.
And
But-
Christina Ricci's in it.
Yeah. And people are just now figuring out that Christina Ricci actually played Wednesday
Really?
in the original Addams Family movies. And that goes to show you the age gap that we're dealing with nowadays.
And it's
I'm
so
like, what the
funny
fuck?
And it's
the
so
90s.
There's a whole generation of kids out that don't know what the fucking 90s Addams Family movies are about.
and it's so funny because we just watched Addams Family Values about a couple weeks ago, and that's the first time I watched it in years. I tell you what, maybe because I'm older, my humor is a lot darker. Shit's fucking hilarious.
They're good movies.
They're hilarious.
As a kid, I loved them.
Well, just like I think it's Joan Cusack. She's talking to the Gomez. She's like, "Oh, you must be a real lady killer." He's like acquitted. I'm like, this is like random shit like that.
She played the was it the girl that marries Fester?
Yeah, Debbie.
Yeah,
Debbie. No, he's like, "Where's Fester?" He's like,
I
"You're
love those.
Mr. Debbie."
I love those fucking movies, man. They're so good.
And I think what I also like with the Wednesday is a love thing because they actually look like in hand.
Hot Sauce has disappeared into his.
Because I'm leaning back trying to look at something. I see it out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, fuck.
He's got that one last box he's decided to work on.
Yeah, I love those fucking movies from the 90s. And I don't understand how they don't know about them. Aren't they on like Netflix or something?
That's what we watched on, I think, Netflix or Hulu or something.
You would think they would watch them with Wednesday coming out.
Yeah.
But
Too many TikToks to watch.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Too little time, too many TikToks to watch. It's my life motto nowadays.
Addiction.
Great motto.
Motherfucker.
It is.
But I like them
It's a
thing
great
too
addiction.
because they actually look like a severed hand. Because in the original, it looks like it's just
They did a really good job on the thing.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this show. I thought it was fun. It was a little slow to start out with, but once it gets going and you kind of get where they're going with it, it's fun.
Yeah.
It was a really fun watch.
And I think they wrote it. I think they're going to write it to 3 to 4 seasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They said they have it planned out 3 to 4 seasons.
No, they fucking won't. It's Netflix. They're canceling it next week.
That's probably true. So I'm just saying it's planned.
It has.
But we'll see if it's going to.
It does have the all-time viewing on Netflix.
It beat Stranger Things, but I'm like, Stranger Things been out since when? You know what I mean?
It beat it already. So,
yeah. But
you need to know.
So it's going to be 3 to 4 seasons, and they're going to have more of the family and stuff. So
Jenna Ortega, man, she played Wednesday pretty fucking good too.
She was talking about acting and how she would not blink. And
I saw where she was describing how Tim Burton wanted her to do certain looks, and it was pretty fucking creepy, and it was like spot on Wednesday.
And then she even said in an interview too that whole choreography scene that she does, she did herself.
She did that the night before, came up with it.
Yeah.
It's a super fun show, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that kids are enjoying something that we liked as kids, obviously, and then our parents liked as kids with the original show. So it's nice to see things get a rebirth of some sort.
And I like how they refer certain people because these certain peoples have powers in the show, so they're outcasts, and then they have normies. So I like how they kind of switch up how
it's like a superhero. Well, not a superhero school, but a school for the supernatural of some sort.
Right.
Man, I just love that new background Hot Sauce has. So nice.
Spectacular. It's like glowing.
I am a little sad that it didn't come out around Halloween time.
It has that Halloween feel to it.
Yeah, I mean, it really should have came out in October and not November, like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing Thanksgiving about it or holiday-ish about it.
And I've been filling out more away of certain shows like that should have been, around Halloween. And then when we talk about our horror movies like Friday the 13th.
However, I do see their strategy though. They did not want it to interfere with the Cabinet of Curiosities. And it's a perfect time for people to see it and get the buzz out about it just in time for Christmas, where people will be asking for Netflix gift cards for Christmas so they can watch it. So kid wise,
also merchandise too.
Yeah, merchandise. I'm sure they probably have something.
And like it's a great selling point, and that's the way to do it now. Since it used to be with movies, how you don't interfere with certain movies because you're not going to make money. The same way probably with streaming now as well.
Yeah,
certain shows are going to smash certain other shows.
Oh yeah, I really think they just didn't put it out in October because they didn't want to mess with.
That makes sense.
All the Cabinet of Curiosities, and they had
they only ran that the last week of the fucking month. They could have put this out October 1st as a lead into Halloween.
Didn't Netflix have a couple movies come out too for Halloween. I thought they had something else come out too. It was really crowded for Halloween, I thought, but I could be wrong. But yeah, it should have came out for Halloween. It really should have. It's a spooky vibe type of show, and it would have done just as well during Halloween season, I thought. But maybe they were scared about that because people watch movies or something. Who knows? Who knows what their line of thinking was and what bigwig was. Their reasoning was like, let's put it out the day before Thanksgiving. How's that sound?
I'm just looking through a list real quick. I don't see anything because they did the Jeffrey Dahmer tapes October 7th.
Right.
There's really nothing like major.
Yeah, the Cabinet of Curiosities was the big one though.
But that was the 25th though. They did that the last week of October.
I would think it would have been ready to go around October. I wouldn't think they'd be editing. Maybe that might have been an issue.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's, I would say, anything that would give it any kind of, if you want to say, competition. But everything else is just movies and like shitty movies and documentaries, basically.
Maybe Guillermo del Toro was like, "No, you will not put that out right here. I will fuck you up."
You put this out the first week of October. It runs for a couple of weeks. Then you pick up the Jeffrey Dahmer. That runs for a couple of weeks or however many episodes people want to watch that. Then you got the October. They could have picked up subscribers in the month of October. They fucked that up.
Yeah. It definitely does seem weird that it came out after spooky season. So, but that's all of our topics for tonight. So if you haven't watched Wednesday, get to it. What's slacking? Watch it with your Santa hat on. It'll be appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How have you not watched it? You waiting to watch it with your wife? This hot sauce.
I don't know. When did it come out? It just came out this week, right?
It came out the day before Thanksgiving, I want to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, her mom was here the week of Thanksgiving, and they watched the Guardian special, and then I watched the Guardian special this week. Today I almost killed myself eating some chicken tenders.
How'd that happen?
Joke on one.
The motherfuckers was hot.
Hot, huh?
They were fucking hot.
I saw you had your customary post. I think they have food here.
Yeah, the motherfuckers. I went there for my birthday because it's a chicken place kind of close to home, and I wanted to try the ghost pepper flavor on my birthday, and they didn't have it, so I got their hottest one other than the ghost, which is the top tier, and it just didn't have any heat to it. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And I went today on an empty stomach, and I was like, let me get the ghost. And the dude takes my order, and they got no menu board up or anything. They don't have any kind of like nothing, no signage, nothing.
Nothing that indicates like the level of heat.
Well, they have a signage for the heat level, but like, can I get wings? Can I get tenders? Do I get a sandwich? Do you have breast, thighs? Like, there's no menu board up. And I was like, can I get just like
lazy
chicken tenders and fries? And the dude was like, sure. Types it in. He's like, what heat level? I was like, go with the ghost. And he goes, okay. And so he's like, it'll be about 10-15 minutes. And another guy's back there, they're cooking everything. And so I get my tray and I go sit down. They give me like 5 napkins. They don't have a fountain soda machine, so I just got a little 20-ounce bottle of water out of the fridge on the countertop. And I sat down and I looked at it and I'm like, man, them motherfuckers, they got some powder on them. Like, they dump straight ghost powder on them. And I took that first bite and I was like, and I just inhaled that powder and I immediately start fucking choking. I'm like, fuck, this is gonna be a wild ride. So I ate the tenders and like halfway through, like my nose is fucking snotting everywhere. I'm sneezing, I'm blowing my nose, like it's all over my fingers. And I went back up to the window. I was like, dude, I need some more napkins. You guys fucked me up. He's like, I like that. He's like, I like heat. He's like, sometimes that ghost is a little bit much though. I'm like, it's hot as fuck. So I'm eating the fries. I probably should have got mac and cheese, so I had something creamy. But like I'm eating them. I'm like, these motherfuckers is burning me up. So finished it off, got in the car. Yeah, got in the car and I did it on an empty stomach, which is stupid. And so I'm driving home and I'm actually in downtown Joliet. It's taking me some back roads to get home. And I'm in downtown Joliet and I'm sitting at a red light and open the car door. I was ready to just fucking blow it right out the door, right there, the red light. And I kind of spit up on the ground a little bit, shut the door and drove off. And then
I got on turn white like I did when I took that.
No, like it was all red. Like the triangle was all red. My lips, my nose, my eyes was running. I got on the freeway and I started having hallucinations. Like I was getting the endorphin rush from it. And it's killing my stomach. Like I want to puke, but I'm not going to just throw my head out the window. And like, I grabbed a bag and I'm like driving with my knees. I got my head in a bag on the freeway, swerving and shit. And, yeah, it was fucking rough. Yeah. It was a rough fucking time. And then I got a case of fire hose out of it. That's how you know something's really fucking hot, is when you get fire hose, when you piss and it burns.
Damn.
Oh shit.
I will say, what the hell is a fire hose?
Yeah, when you get fire hose, if it's fucking hot and it goes through your system.
You sure you ain't been hanging around them dirty hookers?
No, it's fire hose. It's only happened one other time.
So if it was that hot, but was it actually a good flavor to it or not? Or
yeah, I mean, the chicken tenders were
or
good.
could you notice, or was you just getting burned out?
No, the chicken tenders were good. I mean, they're very juicy. They're good sized tenders. It's not like no little tenders. They're good sized tenders. Got good meat to them. They're juicy, but they fucking dumped straight ghost pepper powder on them. Okay. And me doing it on an empty stomach was fucking stupid. But yeah, I almost died.
Wow. Well, came
home and I ate my wife's unicorn Klondike drumstick ice cream bar that I bought. I bought a box. I had 3 chocolate and 3 unicorn flavor. And I texted her. I said, hey, I said, I ate your the last unicorn drumstick. I said it was a medical emergency.
A medical emergency.
That or I'd be dead.
I needed your ice cream for a medical emergency. Sorry, darling.
It was a rough day today.
That's funny. That is funny. So you guys are, with it being December already, it's fucking December already. Can you believe it? Yeah. Anybody excited to watch any Christmas specials or Christmas movies that they're fond of?
Not really.
I've already been watching. So as soon as Thanksgiving was over, I've watched Elf. I've watched Christmas Vacation 3 or 4 times.
Nice.
I haven't watched Christmas Story yet. I looked for Die Hard and it's not available on any streaming platform, I think, other than Stars. And fuck Stars. Who has Stars?
Right.
So I'll have to pull out the Blu-ray set to watch Die Hard. But yeah, I've already been watching.
I'll probably start watching some stuff next week.
What about you, PBS?
I haven't watched anything yet. Just probably start on it here soon. I gotta go. Usually I watch Die Hard by now. It's like my first watch of the holiday season.
I kind of saved Die Hard for Christmas Eve. Something about it on Christmas Eve.
I think probably the first one I'll watch will be Elf.
Yeah.
Probably.
I did watch the first couple episodes of the Claus show on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm. The new series.
Yeah. Not a fan of it so far. Really? Not a fan.
I haven't watched it.
I can't imagine it because it kind of seems like they're setting up Cal Penn to be the next Santa.
Mm-hmm.
I can just imagine your conservative uncle watching this series. It's like, Santa Claus can't be an Indian.
He's white. God damn it.
Santa is white. What the fuck is the world coming to now?
Red-blooded American. God damn it.
Yeah. Like, Santa's not real, dude. I'm sorry.
See, I do. Violent Night came out. I do want to see that.
Violent Night did drop today. I do want to see that too.
That looks.
I almost watched Krampus yesterday.
I want to watch that too.
Krampus is a good one.
Too.
Yeah, I do enjoy that movie. I think we watched it together one Christmas season. And we were cracking the fuck.
Shit's
up.
Hilarious. Yeah,
cracking the fuck up. Oh man, yeah. I gotta watch Elf. Obviously I gotta watch some Home Alone at some point.
Elf, Home Alone, Christmas Vacation. I think Christmas Vacation is probably one of the top 5 you have to watch.
Christmas Vacation you got to watch. Then I want to check out the new Christmas Story.
Oh, I forget. Is that on HBO?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max. It's out now, so you can watch it.
It's like Christmas, a very Christmas story or something like that, or
some bullshit like that.
I think it's set in the 70s, so that's kind of cool about it.
I heard that people gave it. Are saying good things about it. So
they said they do like a lot of throwback to the original, but they keep it kind of like its own movie, but a lot of homage to the original.
So what are we going to do for our Christmas special? We'll be back in 2 weeks. So not next Friday, but the Friday after. We got to figure something out for our Christmas special.
Okay. If you didn't watch it last year, watch 8-Bit Christmas on HBO Max.
Yeah, that was decent.
Fun.
I haven't watched that.
That was fun.
I remember hearing that. Are you saying that?
Yeah, it was decent. So Christmas special, next episode. What do we want to do?
Are we doing?
Do we want to do Christmas trivia of some sort, or do we want to do something else?
We can do Christmas trivia, or
we can decorate Rob like a Christmas tree.
Oh, that would be cool! Like wrap him up with lights and shit, and then
decorate me like a little
sit him out in the front yard.
Yeah, Put him next to my baby Yoda inflatable Santa.
Call your dad down here and scare the shit out of him.
Nah, he'd just walk back upstairs like, what?
You fucking idiot.
Just get him a Santa coat and hat, and he can dress up and be your Yoda Santa.
Yeah.
Did I tell you, I was Santa Claus one year.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was at it was actually at work. My buddy bought a Santa Claus outfit from like some fucking thrift store place.
Yeah.
I dressed up as Santa at work, but then I went with my buddy who played shows for his band. Like they did like house shows. So I dressed up as Santa one year. And it was pretty funny because this one girl was fucking hammered.
I say, I bet you got some
she was like,
attention.
she's like, Santa, I want you to get me her fucking dude staring at me. I'm like,
did she ask you to spank her?
No, she's like,
oh, come on.
No, she was on my, she's like, I always loved Santa, but you never came around to give me my gift. I'm like, she was like fucking hammered. She was like touching my beard and stuff. And I was like, and her dude's like staring at me.
So did you have the fake white beard
yeah.
going? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of this somewhere?
I'll have to find it. I know I had.
I think we should make you dress up as Santa.
Yeah. It was funny though.
I mean, you could have seized that opportunity.
And then like she pulled me outside and was talking to me. I'm like,
got your ass beat by some dude that was jealous.
He was gonna beat her ass because he knew she was the problem, not me.
She was, dude. It sounded like she was ready to.
She was ready.
She's ready to bang old Saint Nick.
She's ready to check out Santa's.
How awesome would that be if Rob
Santa's
just told
bag.
us like, oh, I totally banged this chick because she thought I was Santa Claus.
I'm thinking of Bad Santa too. Fuck me, Santa. Fuck me, Santa.
And then and that's what we'd have to be like, Rob, you're such a fucking predator, dressing up as old men.
dressing up as Saint Nick, and
you're dressing up as old men and preying on young women.
She asked for it.
That's hilarious. So we have no idea what we're going to do for our Christmas special. We're going to have to brainstorm this.
We'll do something,
but we'll fucking get it through. My call to action, as always, share the show with one person, and from there we'll get another person to listen, hopefully. And if you want, you can go to thesleazypodcast.com. There's all of our links there. There's a link to the merch store. Get yourself a Sleazy Podcast shirt or hoodie and show everybody the show that you love. Wear it proud. Get out there and sleaze up the town a little bit.
And I was going to say, you guys didn't tell me we were wearing the shirts tonight. Thanks, by the way.
Sorry. I always wear.
I've been wearing the hoodie just because it's cold.
Yeah, I always wear something. Yeah, they got their shirts. I like it. They come here on Friday night with their shirts on and they're ready to go.
Don't say they come prepared because you're lucky they even show up.
Do you still have your shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. It dry okay and everything? Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's probably back there behind the showcase or something.
Yeah, it's
in
one of the
sale.
I'm surprised you didn't see it when you were unpacking all that merchandise behind you. Or your collectibles.
Well, it wasn't packed up because I wear it. Yeah, it's not packed up.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's funny. I always wear my shirt out, and every time I have my shirt on, somebody always talks to me about it. They're like, "What's that? What's that?"
I don't get asked that when I wear mine.
I will have to listen. Yeah, I think people are just scared to talk to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Prefer not to talk to
They could probably look at Rob and think, "What's that predator want from me?"
Right. They're like,
dressing up as Santa Claus, the fucking pervert.
He's got predator vibe on him. I'm not coming up to that old man. Yeah, here soon we'll be able to say we're old men.
Yeah.
Wasn't that crazy?
I'm ready to get that golden Buckeye card.
Yeah, I got some gray coming in on my beard, and I'm just like, I'm not digging it.
I got gray too. Well, trust me, it goes away because Tracy picks at it.
But some women like gray hair. They find it very attractive. Hopefully it's not younger women because I don't want to be called a predator.
Mr. Ben Affleck here.
I know. He's got it. Look at that. Look at that. That whole front part of your beard is going gray.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just that part too.
Been heading that way for a while.
But you've had the pepper in your hair for a while. And let me tell you, women secretly love Mr. PBS.
I know they do.
They secretly, has that Ben Affleck vibe going.
Sure.
He doesn't believe it, but I've personally
Wayne.
heard women talk about you when you're not around, and they fucking dig your look, dude. If Kyle only knew, he could be dangerous with these women.
Careful.
He could be very predatory. Let's just say that.
Mrs. PBS will be cutting bitches. Back up. She's got the look about her. She might be cutting bitches.
All right. So this has been episode 146 of the world-renowned Sleazy Podcast. As always, keep it sleazy.
Thanks for listening to the Sleazy Podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and remember, listen to Sleazy.